Right. Let's see. I'm trying to see if this is all working as I want it to. Just give me 1 second, guys. Oh my God, I see myself. Uh, it took me far, far too long to figure out how the hell to do certain things in OBS. But I will say it's an incredible piece of software. Anyways, um, this stream, I thought it would be fun for you guys to go along the journey with me of creating some of the routes for my levels. And yeah, so I'm going to show you guys my process for creating these routes for my new levels, or rather for my new game mode routes, as I'm calling it. And yeah, let's jump right in. I figured in OBS I set up a few settings now. You guys probably don't really care about this, but I thought it's honestly a brilliant piece of software, and the fact that it's free is incredible. But yeah, I set up a few scenes. Check this out. Before, when I had to do a sort of pause on the stream, I didn't have a scene to do that. Just check this out. Yeah, so I added that pause stream scene, and I probably should put something about the stream being paused on that little image, but the way that it transitions, I think, is pretty cool. I added a little effect with scan lines and some chromatic aberration. Yeah, it's nice. I got one viewer. That's probably my wife, because I told her. Uh, Cool. Yeah, so she's giving me some feedback on whether or not it sounds good. It says she can't comment. Let's see. Welcome to live chat. Remember to blah 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 blah. I don't know. I thought I said that you can comment. Maybe you can't. I don't know. Let's see. Can she comment? Yeah, apparently she can't comment. I don't know why. Maybe it's just on her end. But anyways, I'm gonna jump in. So check this out. So gonna jump on over to this, which I think is pretty cool. And I'm gonna show you guys my process now. Okay, so this is the game. If you guys aren't familiar with my game, this is actually 2 levels showing right now, bunched up. If you guys aren't familiar with the game, you could check out my game on Steam, Android, and iOS. I also did a video yesterday just kind of breaking down some things about the game and the new game mode. But I'm going to jump right into level creation. So, what I need to create levels for this time around is a level named Tilly. And I'm showing 2 at once here, but let me pull it up. Da, da, da. Okay, so this is Tilly. Um, and my goals for this sprint for myself is to create all of the easy routes for my levels. I have about 6 more to create, and I'm going to show you guys how I go about doing that. So the first thing I do is this coming from straight up like fresh, just the level, and I need to actually do all the the plumbing and whatnot. So one of the things I do is I just kind of search for a level route that's already been, or a level that already has level routes in, and I need to copy these two. I need to copy these 2 game objects. So my collectible routes manager and then my force field, and I just kind of paste them right in there. And then this is kind of the boring stuff. You didn't really come for this, but just in case it's interesting how games get created and all of the small little shortcuts we take as game developers. So that's just an easy thing to do right there. Very weird that my my um, context window is showing in my second screen. But anyways, so I'm gonna unload that. Actually, I don't want to unload it. I want to remove it. Remove that scene, and then I'm just gonna save Tilly. Oh my God, this is gross. I don't know why it's doing that. So give me 1 sec, guys. There we go. All right. Okay. So I'm saving Tilly. And then I have a nice little tool that I created for myself called the Flight History Viewer. So if I go and press on, you can see, well, yeah, I think there is no history yet. So it's not showing anything. I'm going to clear the history just in case there is. And I'm going to actually fire up the level. And I'm going to move my camera up just a tad bit so you guys could get a better shot of my forehead. All right, let's see. So OBS is just incredible. I'm like chatting from OBS. I know that's not like a huge, amazing thing, but it is for me. So one thing I want to just check is make sure that you like the audio's coming through and it's not like ridiculously loud because I have had that problem in the past. Um, so I'm just gonna let it play for a second. I know there's a better way to determine if my audio is too loud, but I'm learning and that's okay. So I'm just gonna kind of see real quick if this audio is good, and then I'll jump right in, just because I want to make sure that it's reasonable. Okay. Anyways, one way or another, I don't really need the audio, so I'm gonna cancel it out right now. Okay. So my process for creating my routes. So you can see right now that green line is one of the histories being viewed, and you can see the way that it shows it. I'm just gonna. Oh, so you see, yeah. So it's just tracing the route that it's taking. Okay, so the way that I do these routes is I kind of go through the level and I kind of just try to find a fun little route. So when I designed this level originally, the route that I had in mind was kind of the one I'm going to show you right now, which is literally you kind of got to do a loop-de-loop around this. You got to kind of drift around this guy. But because I'm creating the easy routes for Tilly and not medium or hard, I know most people are not going to be able to do that super well. And because it's an easy route, I feel like that's not a great easy route. It's probably a better medium or hard route. So yeah, you could see that's the route. Another little feature of this tool that I like is I can, if I go to selected, for example, I could say toggle favorite and it'll turn it red. I probably should do the opposite. It probably should be green versus red. But anyways, yeah, so that's a cool route, but I think that's going to be a better medium or hard route. So I'm going to kind of just keep experimenting here. So what would be a fun, easy route? So I try to just think of also like as I'm playing it, like what's just like a fun way to, what's a fun path to follow? So this is kind of one that I think would be kind of fun is like you come in, and this is also not the most easy, but granted, this is a class 3 level, meaning that like in general, it's hard. So I expect the easy route of the hard level is still going to be somewhat hard. But yeah, so that could be a fun one. So yeah, I'm just kind of experimenting. Like I'm just messing around in the level and I'm trying to get a feel for like what feels fun. I might actually have to move my mic over real quick, guys. Give me one sec. Just because my keyboard doesn't feel, yeah, I don't know if you guys can still hear me all right. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. It's not exactly, let's see, can you, ooh, I got 2 people on my stream. Yo. Okay, so hopefully I still sound all right. But yeah, so I'm just gonna kind of mess around in here and just try to get a feel for what would be fun. Ah, that's perfect. Okay, thanks, bro. You're the man. Okay, so actually, give me one sec, guys. I need to pause the stream for one sec. All right, guys. I'm back. Yeah. I had to just tend to something real quick. Okay, so as I was saying, for the routes, I'm just trying to find something fun here, and also to sort of correspond with the easiness. Okay, so boom, boom, boom. So I like this route a lot, but I feel like that's a good medium route. I think a good easy route would be something like this, and just pocket it in. So I'm just, okay, so once I kind of get a sense of like what I think would be a fun route, so like I said, you kind of go around. I mean, I'm sucking, but you kind of go around. Let's see. Does that seem easy? I think it's easy enough. Easy, I don't know, but another one could be too, like a little bit of a turn sooner. I don't like that. This level is definitely going to be a tricky one for creating a nice easy route. Yeah, okay. Okay, let's see. So we're gonna go around. I don't know, I don't love that. Let's see. Maybe there's another more fun, easy route here. Maybe, oh, okay, so I'm seeing there's like a little pocket right up here. Okay, this is probably gonna, it's probably gonna be something pertaining to the hard route in here with this little pocket, just because I feel like that would be probably fun to challenge people. Like to go in, grab a collectible in this pocket, get out, go around. So if I discover like a hard route that I like, so that another one would be something like going in here. Yeah, that's going to be some good ones. Okay, but yeah, I think that the easy route, I'm going to do this. So I'm going to go in here. Okay, I'm going to have them collect one in here, and then turn around in here. 1, 2. Okay, so what I do is I turn that one on, toggle that as a favorite, and I'll kind of start looking at the paths that I'm making. So I'll pause it and I'll just kind of get a sense of where all these things are sort of aggregating. So you could see this one is kind of like a turn and in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, boom. Okay, so from this point, I'm just going to give it a shot, and I'm going to see if charting this course is actually fun to do with the collectibles in place. So I'm going to go back to Tilly. I'm going to go here. I'm going to open this guy up, and I have some kind of collectibles already in place from the previous level that I set up, and I'm just going to start moving them. So I'm going to go here, and I just kind of start to randomize the rotation a little bit. 1, 2 here. Kind of move these off to the side a little bit just because I don't need them currently yet. So 5. And then let's see, we got 6 here and 7. Okay, so then 2, I'll say it's around here. Once again, like I said, I like to kind of randomize the rotation. I have a little tool that will automatically randomize all the rotations. So yeah, so this, let's see, I'm gonna try to follow. Okay, we got 3. So I don't need to do 7 or 8 rather collectibles. I can do however many makes the most sense for me, or for the level, I should say. But let's give it a shot. I don't like to do too many because I feel like sometimes if I do too many, the problem with doing too many is that you give the players no freedom within the route to like have a little bit of fun. If it's like too much like dun 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 dun, it just feels a bit too constraining and not fun, I've noticed. So I try to sort of, if more, it's really just, it's a design thing, I guess, or a play testing thing. It's like I put them in place. I see what feels good. If it feels better to take out a few, I take out a few. If it feels better to add a few, I add a few. But in general, I find less is more when it comes to like the routes. So I try to add, a little less. So I might even remove 1 and 3 and just do 0, 2, or like 0, 2, 4, because that just might feel better. Okay, so all that being said, I'm gonna put in 5, and then maybe I'll do 5 like right here, and maybe that'll be it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is remove these. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna clear my collection, and then I'm just gonna say I have this little tool that says Add Child Collectibles. So I'm saying this is how many collectibles are in the route, and this is the collectibles they are, just because I need to track them. And I save this out, and from there, to test this, I go to routes, easy, and let me just double check. So if I turn this off, you could see this is kind of what we're left with. Yeah, even that feels a little weird to me. I like to have like relatively even spacing if I can. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see. I'm just feeling it out right now, guys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to look at just the favorites to clear out some of that noise. So one thing that's kind of cool is, so if I do this, I'll kind of show you guys in a second, but sometimes I just get lucky with the first go. Once I kind of decide on the route that I'm going for, right now I'm still in this like kind of experimental place. What I'll try to do is I'll try to do that same route over and over and over without the collectibles, right? And yeah, so give me one sec. So I try to do the same route over and over and over without the collectibles. And my tool obviously is collecting the flight paths. And once I do that same route without the collectibles, let's say 10 times, 15 times, I can start to see where those flight paths intersect, right? And I'll show you right now, like, so this is showing 2 different kind of routes I'm taking, but if I were to show the same route, actually, let me show you. It'll be better if I show you. It'll be more fun. Okay, so I just cleared I'll clear my history here. I'm going to actually still do the standard route, and it doesn't really matter what I choose. But I was going to just show you that part of this process is once I determine like, hey, this seems like a fun little flight path, when I want to create a route out of it, or rather, once I find the flight path, I enshrine it with a route, right? But sometimes a collectible, it feels out of place here or there. The one kind of way I've learned to, sorry, one sec, I've realized I didn't turn off my easy route. See, I'm gonna save that. Yeah, one good way I can actually see, yo, Ramy, what's up, man? Yeah, so one good way to see how to enshrine like where the collectible should go is I look at those intersecting paths, and then from there I get a pretty good sense of like, oh, over the course of 15 playthroughs, the average points are here, here, and here, and it makes it pretty easy. So I'm going to show you guys now. All right, so like I said, this is kind of the path that I'm looking to take. So go like this, right? This is going to be like the easy route, right? Like this, boom, 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 and then here. So I'm going to just do that same sort of path, probably, let's just say 5 times, right? just so that it's not super, super boring to watch. So boom, boom, boom. And I try to also kind of lean into the movements of the missile that feel the most fun. So that like stop is not, it's not like not fun, but this portion right here just kind of feels a little not the greatest. But we'll figure that out. Sometimes adding a collectible there, you know, it increases the satisfaction of actually hitting that point, and so it can actually like boost the fun level there. So that is what, 4. All right, so let's see. I'm just gonna do this a couple more times, and then you guys will see what I mean when I look at my path data. So I'm gonna do this one last time. And I'm bound to fail right here. I'm bound to hit this damn meteor. I know it. Okay. Okay, so this is perfect. Okay, so now if I turn on the flight history, or the path history, I should say, we're going to see an average, right? Like kind of where these lines bunch up. Those are probably going to be good points for where the collectibles should go. So if I go back to my levels and I go here, you can see like now that I have better information, right? What I'll do is this. I'll say, okay, you see this intersection point, right? Like out of all these, there's obviously like an intersection point here. I just go boom and I put one there. And then, and honestly, this I just feel like makes for more satisfying routes. So here, I'll probably go one here, and I try to kind of make it touch like where the average would be. That's kind of part of the design. Yeah, so that, Rami, so I kind of built this small little tool to track these flight paths, because when I was building the routes out, it was becoming really hard to kind of just, I guess I just felt like I needed a visual of where I had been. And kind of one of the benefits is, yeah, seeing all this flight path data, it's nice because this really helps me not only see like a good path to sort of enshrine the route in, but also the points of where to put the collectibles. So yeah, so like one of the kind of more designy things that I try to do is like, I try to like make this collectible sort of encompass all of the average points, right? So that I'm almost kind of like lending a hand to all of the future potential, like, you know, paths, I suppose, or positions, right? Because you could think about it like if you make one turn here or one turn here, right? You might end up here, or you might end up here, or you might end up here. But by putting the collectible, you know, in the center of all those, I'm hoping that no matter kind of what small adjustments that you make, you'll still hopefully kind of capture that. So that, yeah, so we have 0, 1, 2, and then where's 3? So 3 is here. So then this is kind of an interesting thing, right? Like for me at least. I feel like the next position, right, of this route, and maybe I'll kind of do this just a little bit back, could be either like here. I mean, this is kind of where it gets interesting, right? I could probably do 0, 1, 2, 3. Right when I was kind of saying less is more. So I kind of feel like they're bunching up here. And what I try to do is also one kind of thing that jumps through my mind. So one thing that jumps through my mind when I'm doing these paths is also how close they are to a meteor, and keeping that in mind with like the difficulty that I'm going for. So in this case, right, like all of the paths sort of bunch up here, right? But if I put this collectible here, I'm putting it relatively close to this meteor. And I know that when people get close to meteors, especially for an easy route, they tend to freak out a little bit. So and then that makes them lose a lot more. So I kind of try to just put it just a little bit off, just to give them a little bit more mental space, I suppose, to not screw up. Now, if this was a hard route, I would say, you know, screw it. Like, I'm gonna put that shit close because, you know, that's the point, right? Like, you're choosing a hard route, you want to be challenged, or at least you know what you're getting yourself into, right? So then once again, now we have the 4, and we see the bunch up there. So I'm gonna just put that there. And honestly, that's going to be kind of the second iteration that I think would be fun. And I might even, let's see, put this a little bit closer there. Okay, cool. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to remove the, clear the collection, add child collectibles. I just do that so that it updates the total and just, it's kind of easier to do it that way. I'll save out the scene. My context window is going on my second screen for some reason. And now is the fun part where we actually get to see if it's any fun. Okay, so let me know if this, oh, sorry. So Rami, I'm just seeing your chat. So I see that's cool, records a path. That's great. That kind of thing would be so cool for playtesting, like a heat map of where players go, where they die. Absolutely. I've thought about how fun that would be to sort of just track all this stuff and to just get some stats on it. I've also talked with Frank about potentially, because the game's deterministic, there's a lot left open to actually like recording flight paths and then having some sort of like scrub through for actually showing somebody else like their playthrough. So if I just record the flight data, then I in theory can just well, I hate saying very easily. Like as a programmer, every time you say very easy, it's just gonna bite you in the ass because almost nothing is very easy when it comes to programming. Even if it is very easy, sometimes it just leads to a bunch of busy work later on because there's so many edge cases. But yeah, the point is because it's deterministic, the potential is there for doing that, which I think is pretty cool. So I'm gonna go to routes. I'm gonna go to easy. I'm gonna press play. And if the music is super loud, let me know. I'll turn it off. Or at least I'll lower it. But I feel like, for me, I kind of sometimes feel like I have to get the sense of how the sound of the collectibles feel. Okay, so I'm gonna turn that sound on. I'm gonna turn this flight path off. Oh, shizzle my nizzle. Okay, that felt pretty good though. Like, I actually really like how that route came together. I was doubtful. Oh, shiz. I clenched it at the end there. So yeah, so I'll just kind of do this a few more times. But I actually really like, so one thing I'm looking out for too, and I'll pause the music for a second. So one thing I'm looking out for too when I'm doing the routes is like, and this is something I've learned through designing them. I'm on the 20th level now, so I've designed, and I've kind of done medium and hard for some of them. So let's say 20, 25 that I've designed so far. Is one thing that really determines or affects the fun is how, and I went over this a little bit prior, but how much those collectibles are spaced out, right? If I put too many, it feels too constraining. It just doesn't feel good. So less is more, and that's why when I was showing you where those converging points happen, I've noticed like those are usually good points to add collectibles, and where they don't converge, that's usually points where you don't want a collectible because it adds almost more frustration with how people are having to like fiddle around with the turning and things like that. Whereas here, right, there's enough space to sort of like drift how you please and still almost hit these. Yeah, so I'm gonna play this one more time. If it feels like I'm having to do too much when I'm doing these routes, then that's usually also grounds for me like going back and adjusting. Shizzle. So one thing I'm looking into right now is these three feel really good to me. This last one feels almost like maybe I should move it out a little bit, but I don't know that yet because sometimes I feel like that when I'm just sucking at a route, if that makes sense, versus it actually being bad. Okay, so I'm gonna look at the flight path data again, and I'm gonna compare it, and I might like end up moving it a little bit further out, because obviously, right, if you do an average of five flights, it's going to be more biased than if I did like 25, but you know, it's all about finding the fun, I feel like. So you know, if it feels fun right away, then I'm like, cool, commit it, send it, as they say, as the cool kids say these days. Send it. Is that what they say? I don't know if that's what they say. Um, okay, so let's play this a few more times. One other thing too that I said in the last video that is going to also affect how these routes and things play out is I'm going to make the active route collectible spin much faster, so it's more of a circle than a square, right? When you're collecting it, so it's a little more, will be a little more forgiving. See right there. So I feel like if I notch that out just a little bit more, it might just feel more fun. Okay, let's see. And then another thing, I know I'm adding a bunch of like constraints here, right? That I'm trying to think about too is there's kind of two target audiences I'm thinking about for routes as I do them, especially when it comes to the easy run. One is the sort of person that's just trying to beat the route, and then the person that's trying to get the best time on the route. So like the first sort of go at it, I'll just kind of do it, you know, without a ton of boost and just kind of try to collect them. The second one will be like, all right, how is this route now if I'm just trying to get the fastest possible time? So whenever I click next mission in my little level design helper, I have to restart it because it's just one of the things that I haven't, what do you call it? Like fixed, right? It just, once I press next mission, it fucks up. So I have to restart it like this. I really, in my little level design helper script, I should just disable that next mission button because it's a pain in the ass, but I don't. So if you see me doing this, you know, unplay, play thing, it's because I accidentally hit the next mission button. All right, cool. So I'm doing that. Okay, let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Hi, Chihuahua. So I don't know, you know, like I like this. That last little bump, I don't know, it doesn't feel bad, but it just doesn't feel the best. Let's see. All right, give me 1 sec, guys. I have to pause the stream again. I got a call. And we're back. Sorry, guys. Yeah, my son's not feeling well apparently, so my wife's probably freaking out. She's the one on the current stream. Okay, so moving back. Gonna go here. We're gonna go like this. Boom. Okay, that one actually feels pretty good. Awesome. Thanks, man. I know I no worries, man. Hey, I appreciate you jumping on. Yeah, I thought it would be fun. Honestly, I was having a lot of fun kind of doing it at my own time, so I figured it'd be fun to stream it. Take it easy. I appreciate you joining, man. Okay, so I actually kind of like that stop now that I think about it. Okay, boom, boom, and then I stop. So what I think I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna do this. I actually like that one, but I do think that I likely need to pull that last one out a little bit more. Okay, let's see. So for anyone interested, yeah, this is Gitkraken. I love Gitkraken. It's incredible. I am familiar with the terminal, but you know, it's just so much easier to have a visual interface with a lot of these things. Okay, so essentially I'm going to save that out, and then I'm going to update it just because I like to have what I would have had if I decided to go back and go back to my easy route. And I'm going to show my flight path. Okay, so now you can see, like, here's the problem with this, right? Is that now it's kind of being affected, like this flight path data, by me trying to achieve this, getting this, what do you call it? Collectible. But in a way that's kind of good, right? Because I'm trying to aim for it. And if I'm off, then I can kind of determine that. So I might even do like right there, I think would be more fun. So part of what I'm trying to see, right, is if I'm too far over here, right, given that this is an easy route, if I'm too far over here, and I know I'm talking, like, if you didn't come here for me to talk to you about the the minuscule details of placing collectibles in my levels, I gotta say you're probably on the wrong stream. I am fully aware of how, how ridiculous this is. I'm literally placing these virtual collectibles and talking to you about, like, how close they should be to meteors. I don't know. I just sometimes I'm seeing myself from the outside looking in, and I think it's hilarious. But it's fun. So at least for me, and for other people, so for some people, it's probably extremely ridiculous and boring. So I'm going to place that there, and I am probably just going to save that out. Okay, save that there, and yeah, little can go a long way. So what I'm going to do is, just because I don't remember how far I moved that, so I'm going to stash this file real quick, and then I'm going to reload it just so I can actually see, like, visually how much I moved it. So come on, stash the file. Okay, so the file's stashed. Now if I go and I reload Unity, we should be able to see how much I moved that. Well, that didn't work as good as I hoped it would work. That didn't work as good as I hoped it would work. Okay, let's see. What we can do is this. I'll just do this. Copy, position, and I will pop that stash here. I'll reload, and that will actually determine. Okay, cool. So I did move it quite a bit, which is good. Yeah, so now all that's kind of left is for me to test it out again. And I'm going to do that. So I think that's probably going to do it. And at this point, I'm probably going to move on to the next level. I think that's probably going to be better. And I feel like, you got to, what do you call it? You have to move on at some point, right? You can't spend all day on one thing. Although it can certainly be easy to. Turn the music back on here. Oh, I don't know. Let's see. Shizzle. You know what? I almost feel like Son of a... I don't know. Something don't feel right. Something don't feel right on that last one there. I'm almost wondering if I should just do it right outside of that one. Okay, let's see. So that last one, I don't know, just doesn't quite feel like as good as I want it to. Oh my. Let's see. Okay, that one, that felt better. Like that, whatever I just did. That path. I almost like that better. Maybe I'll just do that. Maybe I'll do that instead. Because I kind of feel like that feels better. Like, and then we spin around and boom. Okay. I'm going to save that. Collectible 3 moved. All right. So what I'm going to do is this. And I'm going to see how that feels, if that feels better. God, this... I swear, this is driving me nuts. For whatever reason, the context menu is popping up on the left screen, not on the right, where I think it should be. Okay, so I'm going to say here, da da da. Do, 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 do. Okay, so let's see how this new... I approached that one wrong. Okay, let's see how this new collectible spot feels. I think that feels better. I'd see that feels like easier, and it feels just a little more fun. It's like, okay, grab this, boom. Oh shit. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that's gonna do it. Okay, that's it. That's it. That's the one. That's the one. Okay, so, yeah, so that, now it's just me making faces. So that's my whole process for how I make a route in Command Center Earth. You guys saw the way I make easy routes. The way I make medium and hard routes is definitely a little bit different because it's obviously for a different, it's targeting a different player. Let me actually turn off the sound. I know you can't hear it, but it's driving me bonkers. But hopefully that was enjoyable to watch. I'm gonna make a few more probably on the stream before I turn it off. But I thought that whoever's interested in the game might get a little bit more joy or fun, or just might find it interesting to see how I do this. So yeah, I'm gonna jump back in and I'm going to create a few more routes. But if you guys were curious how they're done, that should have given you a little taste. From now on, I'm just going to kind of continue adding routes to the game. So now that that one's all locked and loaded and we're done, we can say Tilly. I'm going to just say Tilly, easy, completed. Bada bing. Actually, I want to change that, even though it doesn't really matter. Cool. Update the message. And we're good. Okay, so my favorite part about all this is when I get to do this in my project management software. Boom, closed. Tilly, you're done. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same thing for another level. This level is going to be Holden. So I'm just kind of going down the list here. So open level, as I said before, my little cheat code for how I get the necessary game objects in here is just copy them from a previous level, Tilly for example, and then I will connect the dots here as follows. I'll save the scene. You can't see that because for whatever reason it's not working. And Yep. Okay. Cool. So Holden, and just making sure. Okay. So we got collectible route. We got the force field here, and we're gonna check out the level. I'm gonna clear the history. This. Oh, actually, I forgot about this level. Oh, I like this level. So, fun fact for anybody interested, my levels, a lot of the names for these levels are sort of, they're sort of like little hints at what you're going to do in the level. So, this little hint in the level is, so the level's name is Holden. The little hint here is hold. Okay, so in this level, in order to beat this level, the trick is that you gotta wait, you gotta hold, right? Or you can go like super fast and try to make it through this pocket, but most people are gonna have to do this. They're gonna have to loop in here, come around, and they're gonna have to wait a second. They're gonna have to pause. Gonna have to do one of these. Dun dun dun. Wait until things open up, and then they can shizzle, fly through. Or another thing that I kind of tried to design for is the people that want to try to go super fast through. So if you are skilled enough to make that, not saying that I am, but I play this shit nonstop all day, every day, so I'm not trying to flex. If anything, it's more pitiful how much I play this game. But it's the one I created, so I gotta play test. What are you gonna do? Okay, so all that said, I'm going to try to create I am going to create the easy route for Holden. And as I said before, it starts with a lot of experimentation. So, I think that most people are not, at least on the easy route, are not going to be able to make that, or they're not going to think it's easy, so I'm not going to shoot for that. I also like to make sort of like arcs and drifty movements in the route, so I kind of like to do like one of those, and then I might, I wonder if I should do like a up, because you need to wait, I wonder if I should try to like incorporate that, enshrine that into the route. So like one, like essentially come down here, you snag one, right? And maybe I make you like bank around. Like essentially I'm gonna try to, lead the player on a route to getting through in the easiest way possible. So you go here, then maybe you turn around here. Maybe you turn, this one's gonna be tough. I feel like maybe one thought I had is like essentially you go and boost down here. You collect one down here. And then maybe you boost up here, collect one up here. See, that seems like way too many movements for an easy route. This one's definitely going to be tricky. This one's definitely going to be a tricky one. How can we make this fun? Let's find the fun, huh? Shall we? So we go here. Okay, boom. So I wonder. So how long do we have to hold? Let's see. So essentially we go here and maybe we can grab, okay, so essentially we grab one here and then you know, another thing I can do, so then you grab one here and then you pocket out. That would be maybe not bad, like a halfway up. So essentially you go to come around here, boom, then you come around here, and then you come around here. I don't know if I love that, but we'll just give it a shot. So essentially you go over, you come around here, maybe you grab one there. That's what, 2 or 3, 4. You come around here, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's kind of interesting. I don't know. Okay, so it's like 1. I'm kind of counting where I think the collectibles are going to be in this. 2, and then you come here. 3, you get one on the side here. And then you go 4 here. And then maybe 5 here. And then we have one that jumps through. Oh, yeah, then we have one. Oh, that will be 6 or 7. So one thing I can do is I can have a collectible that moves at the same rate as the stream, right? That goes right through that pocket. But the question is, will that be decent for an easy route? I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you make it through here. 7. Let's see. It's essentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's see that path it made here. Okay, so it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I like that. However, the question is it an easy route? Let's see if I can reproduce that route. Okay, let's see if reproducing it will lead me to victory. Oh, okay, I diverged right there. I diverged right there. So if I had to get through here, does that set me up for success? That's going to be a little tough. I mean, that's going to be toughy. It's going to be a toughie. All right, we go here. We go here. We go here. You know what, guys? Let's see. I'm gonna have to think on this one. But let's do this. So hopefully you saw, I think I'm going to end it here just because I'm getting a little bit hungry. Looks like my son's not feeling well, and I had to tend to that. But hopefully you saw a little bit of me creating the routes, my process, and also kind of how I'm finding the fun or what the route would be for the next level. I'll probably do a lot more or more live streaming of creating these routes for the game. But hopefully you thought this was fun, entertaining, and or interesting, right? So if you guys are liking what you see, you can check out the game on Android, iOS, and Steam. You could buy it right now. On Android and iOS, half of them, the levels are free. You can unlock them with an ad, and you could pay for it. And on Steam, it's just a solid $5. And or if it's on sale, you can get it then. I try to put it on sale, at least these days, fairly frequently. But yeah, check out the game. The links are in the description. And if you want to be notified of when the next live stream is, feel free to hit the like and subscribe button. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying that. And last but not least, I'm trying to be much more active about posting things on Discord and making updates and, filling people in on the details just because I think it's fun. So feel free to join our Discord and hit me up with any questions or just to hang. All right, guys, take it easy. Thanks so much for joining, and I'll see you next time.